Today, we're talking about keeping the farm hydrated. One thing I am learning about this site is it's super windy. And look what happened last night. It lost its felting, but I am not even going to try and replace that today because it's just going to blow away. What are you eating Jeffrey today? I don't know why, but he loves my ears. One thing I've quickly done this morning is knock up a sheep shelter. It literally took me about an hour, and that was including scavenging all the stuff. It's literally just 2 pallets, 1 at each end, 6 pieces of tin, 2 on the top, 2 on the back, and then 1 on the pallet each side, just to offer a little bit of protection. I've put their hay basket in there as well, and it's just a little place where they can get out of the wind and out of the rain if they want. Like many things on my farm at the moment, when we're running on a budget, it's not the most beautiful of shelters in the world, but it works. The sheep won't care, and it should give them protection. And also, once this hedge comes into leaf and bloom later in the year, it will hide a lot of the sins of the shelter. Now it's the middle of winter and it's really rainy and there's a lot of standing water around, so you might think, why on earth is Jeff talking about hydration when there's plenty of hydration around? It's because later in the year, in the summer for example, there won't be hydration. We don't have any water up here. I'm collecting as much rainwater as I can from the roofs of things. The other thing I want to do is I want to try and ensure that the actual ground itself stays as hydrated as possible by nature, without me having to pump water into it. So I think it was back in September, October when I was clearing this ditch out, and I was saying, oh, I hope one day it gets water in it, because it was completely bone dry at that time. And you can see that it has significantly filled up with water. And that's one of the things with our farm, is we've got a good drainage ditch system. But the problem with that is they are drainage ditches. They channel all of the water off our land down towards the road and into one of the little river tributaries. And they channel it so quickly that it doesn't have a chance to drop in. It is so freaking windy. So I've been clearing this ditch out and I've been putting in a few little mini dams just to stop the water all flooding straight away, and it's working. So we've got quite a bit of a pool here. We've got a dam further up and a pool, and then if I come down this way a little bit, we've got this bridge across here. There's a bit of a dam beneath it, and you can see that the river, or the stream, is gently trickling away. So I really appreciate you watching the video. It helps grow the channel immensely. If you're enjoying it, please hit the thumbs up button and consider subscribing. And once we finish with talking about how we're going to hydrate this farm, feel free to watch some of our other farming videos. So I was watching a short documentary on YouTube from Australia and how they were retaining water to hydrate the soil, and I'll link that video in the description below. It's only half an hour and it's actually really interesting. And I thought, well, now is the perfect time to be doing that here, because there's a hell of a lot of rain around, so we need to capture that rain and try and hold it on the property for as long as possible, so that as it comes into spring and summer, there's still some hydration in the soil. So I've come up to the highest point of our property, which is the wildflower meadow, and here is the meadow. And the property basically now falls off that way down to the road, and all of the water is caught in ditches and runs off down the property into a small river tributary at the bottom. But you can see even now we've got standing water in this field. The ditch has also got quite a lot of water in it. So, only last night did I decide we're going to build a pond. So as I showed you with the stream, I've put in those tiny little dams just to stop the water completely draining straight out. And the idea up here is that we'll tap into this ditch in here, and I'll build a small, I'm not talking an extensive pond, we'll build a small pond off the ditch. So it will come out and around here, and then we'll dam it. So not only will that benefit the wildflower meadow, because it's probably the place where there's most wildlife on the farm, and they'll have their very own pond, but it means that when it rains heavily and the rain all collects at the top of this land, it will fill that pond. And then slowly, we're not stopping the watercourse moving, we're just slowing it down. And so slowly it will fill the pond, it will move through the dam, we'll dam it, we'll get some big boulders and some soil and some branches, and we'll dam it. And then it will continue to trickle down this ditch. And our market garden is just through the gap there. So actually, if we have a pond up here that is slowly hydrating the soil all the way along the ditch and then round the corner to the market farm garden, it should mean that we'll keep more hydration in the soil in the market garden as well, and more hydration on the land, rather than it just all flowing straight off and flooding the rivers down at the bottom. So I think we're going to go for this patch. There's quite a lot of grass here, which I don't want in the wildflower meadow anyway. And also, the ditch has got some standing water in it, and there's not a vast amount of overhanging branches that I need to cut back. I just trim these back a little bit. And then, I don't really know how big this is going to be, but I would think if we can semicircle most of this grass, and then, I mean, we can see how it works. Over time, we can increase it. And I should say that I'm not intending on this being a permanent pond. In the summer, it will almost certainly be dry, but the aim of it is to get as much water from the winter and keep it up here, and so that it gradually trickles into the soil in the spring. So if we have another spring drought like we did in 2020, there's still some hydration on the land, and I don't have to use artificial means of watering. So let's do a little bit of cutting back, and we'll do a little bit of digging and just see where the water table currently is at. Well, that was really successful. Oh no. I do have another spade, so I'm going to go and find it and continue. But what I'm basically trying to do here is just trying to, you can see that there's water in there, and I want to just dig this channel down until some of that water starts flowing into it. And then I know I've kind of hit the right level, and probably can go a bit deeper as well. A lot of you will think, well, why don't you just go and get a digger to do it? And it would be a lot easier with a digger. However, we don't have any money, so we don't have any money to rent a digger. So my plan will be, I'm just gonna, every single day, I will come up, I'll spend half an hour to an hour after my morning routine doing this. And then I can go on to other jobs. And over the course of several weeks, it will get there. But for now, I want to say take care, stay safe, and I'm gonna go and search for another spade.